What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to No Life to Metal. It's time for a big edition of The Mail. That's right, time for The Mail. And this edition of The Mail is brought to you by two cool cats, both who do VC videos. So do check them out. The first one is from Colin, or Required Fields. And his most recent video is his top favorites from 2022. Colin is very much into the heavier side of metal, death metal, thrash, black metal, that sort of thing. And he sent me this box. He told me he was sending it. He said, I'm sending you a birthday box. So here it is. I have no idea what's in here. Obviously it's CDs, because unless he folded the records, there's no records fitting in that box. So what is in here? There is a pile of CDs. So let's see what's in here, because I don't know. Okay, the rubber band. All right on top we've got Vulture, Easier to Lie. Easier to Lie, and this is a classic thrash album. I'm taking it out of the plastic because it looks like there's something. Oh, there's a sticker in front of it. So yeah, this is a great album. Vulture, Easier to Lie, and glad to have this on CD. This is one of those ones that was only available on cassette and vinyl for the longest time, so this looks like a recent reissue. Metal Warrior Records. So Vulture, Easier to Lie, that one will be spinning probably today. Next up, this is Invocator. Yep, got it right. Excursion Demise. A band I'm completely unfamiliar with, but there's a hype sticker on here. Let's see. Insane, high-speed, technical thrash with a hint of death metal. Includes an extra CD with all the demos. So there you go. Looking forward to checking them out, because I do love thrash. So, and I love that early death metal too. The stuff that was, that like came right off of thrash, like like Death, or trying to think of other bands in that sound. But just that very early grunt and grind death metal sound. I like that as well. Mortification is another one that comes to mind. They were from what, 1989, 1990. Gosh, what the one band, Possessed. There you go. That's the band I was looking for. All right, next up, Apocalypse. Cult swish thrash metal for fans of Paradox, Defiance, Slammer, and Mortal Sin. And as much as I have hundreds and hundreds of thrash metal CDs, I don't have this one. So, very cool. Apocalypse Deluxe Edition. The Deluxe Edition includes the 84-85 demo tape on Dive Bomb Records. So that's cool. Dive Bomb Records does some good stuff. Oh, this is an awesome one. And oddly enough, as much as I heard this one several times, I don't own this one. So this is Sortilege, Larms de Heroes, Laramos de Heroes. This too being being thrash metal. This might even be early 90s. I don't see if there's a date on here somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. It says 2022, but I'm sure that's the date it was reissued. But regardless. All right, next up. This is the Deatheros. I think that's what it is. Deatheros. Deatheros. Yep. I don't know this one at all. So, completely unfamiliar with this one. Maybe some of you guys know this one. I'm holding it up so you can see it very well, and you can tell me a little bit about it. If not, I'm sure Colin will see my video and you could tell me about it. Alright, next up, this is, like I said, early classic death metal. This is Essential Classic Limited Edition Digipack of Gorguts Considered Dead. Yeah, putting Digipack on your hype sticker as like it's something to help sell it is not. I know very few metal collectors that, especially metal CD collectors, that like Digipacks. Most people prefer the this what do you call these things, the jewel case ones. So I know I do. Digipacks crack and get busted. Sometimes the center label things break. They're just, yeah, I much prefer that you can get one of these, and if the jewel case breaks, you pop it in another jewel case. No big deal. Anyhow, What's that got to do with Gore Guts? Nothing. But this is great death metal, classic death metal album from Gore Guts. And then there's two more here. Oh, this is Vulture, Fatal Games. I do know Vulture. I just don't have this particular album, so very cool. And then finally, oh boy, I'm not going to be able to read that name. Pedro Botero. Another one that I know nothing about. But look at that. I suppose it's supposed to be like some sort of spear coming from the ocean, but yeah, I have no idea if that's their logo. Man, that is really hard to read. But regardless, looking forward to checking it out. Coming from Colin, it's got to be some sort of thrash or heavier. So very cool. Thank you very much. Like I said, do check out his channel, Required Fields. Check out his new video, his best of 2022. And there you go. I will try and leave a link below to his channel. Next up, a surprise box from Jim Willis, aka Guilty Forgiven. He's been a VC guy for a long time, but he hasn't actually done videos for a long time. So I'm going to put a link to his channel as well. So So go to his channel and check him out and encourage him to do some new videos. All right. So first of all, we got a couple of CDs in here. Well, there's a note in here which okay, so I got a little note which I decided to read while I was doing a video, which is never a smart idea, but whatever. All right, so we got King Shifter, 26 tons. Pavement Records, I don't know this one. The band looks like they could be, I don't know, they kind of look like a traditional thrash metal band from the 80s, so maybe that's what this is. I won't know until I pop it open and give it a listen. Maybe somebody else who's watching this can tell me what this is, because like I said, I don't know this band. And then this is Eternal Emperor, In the Beginning. Well, this is Soundmass. This is interesting. So this is Eternal Emperor. So this is on Soundmass Records. Now Soundmass Records is out of Australia basically, but I actually do a lot of work for Soundmass. But this must be before I ever did any work for him. I have no idea who this is, and I've never heard this CD. So that should be interesting. Listen. All right, what else we got in here? According to the note, it said there's random things in here. So it looks like there's 2 CDs, and then maybe there are some 7-inch singles. I love 7-inch singles. Nice. Aces High. This is the one of the represses from several years ago that are now selling for silly amounts of money. They don't show up very often. It's funny because they were all over the place for a while. I mean, you could get them in any store. I remember walking into Hastings, which has since gone out of business, and just seeing piles of the things in there. And then yep, just like that, dried up, gone. Like anything else Iron Maiden puts out, everything disappears. I Won't Forget You by Poison. I've seen Poison live a few times. I mean, can't say they're my favorite band, but they definitely put on a great show. And you can't deny they wrote some hooky glam metal songs. And then finally, Steve Hackett and Steve Howe from 2 of my favorite prog bands, Genesis and Yes. This is GTR. And I don't have this single at all. Nice clean copy of it, looks like, too. Man, look at those guys at the back. They look so young. There's a picture of the 2 of them at the top. Steve Hackett's still out there doing solo stuff. Steve Howe is still out there touring with Yes. So, all right, and then there's a few magazines in here. And there might be a record, too. Yeah, it looks like there's a record and some old magazines. So, CCM magazine with Striper on the front. Season's greetings from Striper, and also Rick Kua, former Outlaws bass player. And CCM is Contemporary Christian Magazine, I believe is what it stands for. And then there is another CCM with Striper on the cover. It's pretty cool. This will be going in my collection for sure. And Glad, and Mark Farner. Mark Farner, of course, was formerly from Grand Funk Railroad, and Tracy Blinn, Adam Again, and Allies. So that should be a cool look read. And then another CCM. This is White Cross, at all crossroads. You'll see White Heart on the cover of Manny magazine, so that's cool. White Cross, excuse me. If I said White Heart, I meant White Cross. This is of course the classic White Cross with Rex Carroll and Scott Wenzel. White Cross is out there doing it again, but it's Rex without Scott. So, and finally, this is another CCM. This is Guardian Righteous Dudes. Dude, this is the picture is from their third full-length album. I don't know whether let's see, August, like, yeah, it's from '93. So this is a great album from them. If you ask their bass player, whose name is totally slipping my mind right now, he would say that album is their Sgt. Pepper's. You know, their piece de resistance. So great album from Guardian. Looking forward to checking them out. And that's Jamie Rowe right there. Jamie's still out there doing his thing and singing. So let's see what else is in this box. And there's a record in here as well. Oh, cool. I don't have this one. So this is Powell, Over the Top. I used to have this one as a kid. I haven't had it in years. I haven't heard it in years. Decades, really. So I'm looking forward to listening to this again. So Kazi was, of course, a legendary drummer and played in Rainbow, among others. Played on the classic album, Rainbow Rising. So Kazi Powell played in Black Sabbath, played in a bunch of different bands. So Over the Top. What year would this come out? It's Kazi. We lost Kazi. He died many, many years ago. Like, gosh, back in the, he might have even been in the 80s or early 90s. I can't remember exactly when he passed away. I gotta look it up now because it's gonna make me nuts. So that's what nice about cell phones, man. You can just look them up real quick. Kazi Powell died in 1998, so it was in the 90s. He was age 50 years old, and as I recall, he died in a car accident. And trying to remember, he was also in like the Jeff Beck group. The guy's just a legend. He's been in so many different bands. But there you go, Kazi Powell, and that is it. So again. Required Fields, check out his channel, and Guilty Forgiven, check out his channel. Like I said, encourage Guilty Forgiven or Jim Willis to get back into doing videos again, because I've always enjoyed his videos. So I'd love to see him get back into it again. That's it. Thanks for watching. God bless. Stay strong.